I once knew a man who owned 3 companies and a yacht, yet he cried every Tuesday in my kitchen. He thought everyone else had a map, while he was just drifting. Turns out, the map was just a drawing. We spend our lives looking at other people's sails, wondering why our own boat feels so heavy and slow today. I am 72 years old, and believe me, I still wake up some mornings feeling like I missed the orientation. Does it feel like that for you? Like you are the only one without the instruction manual for being human? Well, sit with me a moment. Let us look at this compass and see if we can find our way together. You see, we are living in a giant, global theater where everyone is wearing a mask they bought online. Recent data shows Americans spend over 2 hours daily on social media, witnessing the curated best hits of total strangers. We compare our messy, unedited behind-the-scenes footage with their professionally polished highlight reels every single morning before breakfast. That is not reality. That is a highlight film. But our brains? Our brains cannot tell the difference anymore. In the 1950s, you only compared yourself to the neighbor. Now, you compare yourself to the top 1% worldwide. Clinical anxiety rates have skyrocketed by 25% globally, largely driven by this relentless digital social comparison we cannot escape. I saw a young woman crying in a cafe last week because her vacation photos did not look like paradise. She was in this beautiful place, but she was trapped inside her phone, trying to prove she was happy. We are chasing a ghost, a digital phantom that tells us we are late for a party that does not exist. Then there is the milestone trap. You know the one. House by 30, married by 28, career by 25. But the average age of first-time homebuyers in the U.S. has jumped to 35, the highest on record today. The normal timeline is broken, yet we still use it to whip ourselves when we feel we are falling behind. Who wrote those rules anyway? Some man in a suit 50 years ago when the world was entirely different? I did not get my first steady job until I was nearly 40. I felt like a failure every day. But looking back, those lost years were when I actually learned how to be a person of some substance. You cannot rush the bloom. If you force a flower to open early, you only end up breaking the stem. Society demands speed, but your soul? Your soul requires a pace that actually allows you to breathe and grow. Have you ever heard of duck syndrome? It started at Stanford University, but it has spread everywhere like a fever. On the surface, the duck is calm and elegant, but underneath, its feet are paddling like a frantic, desperate engine. Everyone you admire is paddling. Everyone. They are just better at keeping the water still enough to fool you. A study of high-achieving professionals found that 70% suffer from imposter syndrome, feeling they will be found out soon. If the people at the top feel like they are faking it, why are you so hard on yourself? We are all faking the togetherness part. Life is too messy to ever truly have it all under control. I knew a surgeon who was world-renowned. He told me once he felt like a child playing dress-up every morning. That realization changed me. It stripped away the intimidation. We are all just children who grew tall and got responsibilities. And then there is the spotlight effect. The heavy burden of thinking everyone is watching your every single mistake. Psychological research proves that people notice our flaws about 50% less than we think they do. They are too busy. They are too busy worrying about their own spotlight to care about yours. It is quite a liberating thought, really. I spent decades worrying about what the village thought of my failures. Turns out, the village was just worried about rain. We carry the weight of 1,000 imaginary eyes. Drop that weight. It does not belong to you anyway. Even this compass is wrong. It points toward a mountain of iron nearby, not the actual north. It is confused. But I still use it, because it reminds me that even broken things can help us find our way home. 1 in 4 people will struggle with their mental health this year. You are not the exception. You are the majority. The struggle is the proof that you are alive and trying. It is not the proof that you are failing. I lost everything when I was 50. My house, my pride. I thought my life was over. Truly over. But that ending was just a very loud, very painful beginning. I just could not see the horizon yet. But then again, maybe I am wrong about all of this. Maybe you really are the only one struggling. Perhaps my age has made me too soft. Perhaps the world really is a race I just stopped running. Do you ever feel that? That maybe the wise advice is just a way to feel better about losing? What if having it together is actually possible, and we are just the ones who couldn't figure it out? Does that thought keep you awake too? The fear that you are inherently missing a vital piece of the puzzle? I spent 40 years fighting that fear. It is a heavy ghost to carry through the mountains of life. But no, I refuse to believe it. I have seen too many perfect people break in the dark. The only difference between you and them is the quality of the wallpaper they use to hide the cracks. I remember a CEO who had everything. He sat right here and told me he envied my old sweater. He had the milestones, the money, the togetherness. But he had no peace, not even a thimble of it. We are chasing a destination that is actually a desert. We are killing ourselves to reach a place that is empty. The truth is, nobody has their life together. Because life is not something you have. It is something you do. It is a verb, not a noun. It is the paddling, the drifting, the getting lost, and the finding. Your mess is not a mistake. Your mess is the texture of your soul. Do not try to smooth it out. I am leaving this compass here. I do not need it anymore. And neither do you, my friend. You are exactly where you are supposed to be, even if you are lost. Especially if you are lost. The mountains do not care if you have a plan. They just want you to walk them. We are all just walking each other home in the dark. Nobody has a flashlight that actually works. Stop trying to be finished. A finished life is a dead one. Be messy. Be late. Be you. I am going to go get some soup now. I do not have a recipe. I will just see what happens. Does that scare you? Or does it feel like a heavy coat finally being taken off your shoulders? What if the together you are looking for is actually just the courage to be apart? I wonder, if you stopped comparing yourself for just 1 hour, who would you actually be? It is a quiet question, I know. But it is the only one that really matters in the end. We are all just drifting stars in a very big sky. There is no right way to shine. I think I will just sit here for a while, in the dark, where nobody can see my mask. Are you still there? Or have you finally gone to start your own beautiful, messy journey? I wonder, what will you do with your mess today?